For my informative and visual aid speech, I went ahead and chose baseball bats. For mine, it's the best thing I know, really. And started off with, I just start with a wood bat. There are many kinds of wood bats. There's so many kind of brands, and how the weight-wise, it really depends. In wood bats, you can drop down to positives, which is like, okay, what usually an adult uses is like a -3, but in wood you can drop down to a -2, -1, or you can start going positive to make the bat even heavier. But on the other bats it can only drop down to a -3, but on wood you can go lower than -3. And lengthwise, most of the wood bats nowadays is a new thing. You can go, instead of like getting a 33, you can get like a 33.5 inch. That's the newest thing on the wood bats, is making half inches bat now, because some people want to get a bigger bat, but they don't want to go too big, and 34 inches is like a big difference compared to 33. So instead of that, we created the half-inch ones, and it really helps them out a lot. For my type of favorite wood bat, I have to go with Marucci. Right here, this one is a Marucci, as you can see on the label. It is bone rubbed. That's why I like it the most. What it does, as you see how smooth this wood is, when they rub it against the wood, it hardens it. It makes the wood much harder, rather than just making it like that. Oh yeah, and this is a maple ash one. It's kind of old and dirty right now, so it's kind of getting darker. But maple ash is like really light wood, and this is probably my favorite bat of all of the brands. You got other ones like Sambat, Old Hickory, Rawlings, Easton, DeMarini. All those, and all of them are good bats. It's just preferably I choose that one. For my aluminum one, I went ahead and chose this one. This is a DeMarini aluminum bat. And where's it at? It's right here. You can see it. Now for this one, I got lucky and found this one in a 33.5 inch bat. This one is 33.5 inches, and it's a whole lot better than wood. Obviously, this is what we can use now. It's BB core is the only thing we can use in college and high school now. And weight-wise, it says -3 on it like a wood bat would, but on the difference is that the aluminum, even though it says it's a -3, it's way lighter than the wood bat, because the wood bat's heavier with the wood and it's more jam-packed in there. But the aluminum bat it says -3, but it is not as heavy as that -3, because wood and aluminum are different, and aluminum's a whole lot lighter than that wood, so it makes it work out better. Lengthwise, like I said, it's the same thing. There's only certain kind of metal bats that you can find in half-inch ones. DeMarini's one of them, but if you wanted to go get like an Easton bat or something, you really can't do that. So it's only the kind of brand that you really choose to, and there's only a handful of those really. And for the comp bat that I chose, which is the hybrid bat, which is like a little bit of mix of, they want to make it like a wood bat, but at the same time it's like metal also. And that's this Easton one right here. It's pretty old too. And this is a XL3 one. This is also, that bat is also a 33 inch, and that's the one that I was talking about that you were saying you can't get that in a 33.5. I looked everywhere for it, and it said only certain brands. Weight distribution from a comp into those aluminum and a wood bat, it's about the same as a comp or aluminum, but I would say it's a little hair heavier, because the wood part and everything, it's both in there. And like the way they make the barrels, usually they're a little bit thicker. Sometimes, most of the time they're thinner, but nowadays they're starting to make them thicker, and the aluminum's a little bit lighter and skinnier, just so you can get the speed on it and everything. But comps, usually a lot of power kids use those, because when you swing the bat and it hits the ball, it's got a flex handle usually, and it flexes and you can just sling off the ball can just sling off the bat, which makes it a whole lot easier. So that's my informative and visual aid speech. Thank you for listening.